you all know you have like those shower thoughts or those car drive thoughts where you're just thinking to yourself, ranting to yourself, and it's just some of the most beautiful conversation you could ever have. You can't replicate it as well as it naturally came out the first time. So I'm going to do my best here to replicate what I was sort of going through, talking to myself about when I was watching this video. I was actually getting ready to go to the gym, and I pulled up this video on my phone by Rizzo. We need to talk about Rocket League. I've seen so many of these Doomsday Rocket League videos lately. I think we all have, where people are just talking about the state of Rocket League, how it's dead and how it's dying. And it's been so annoying to see all of these videos. Honestly, I think it's been super... Oh, I forgot my mic's way over here. Sorry if I sounded a little off. Let me move my mic. It's been super annoying seeing all of these videos just trying to catch views on the topic, because it's a hot topic right now, Rocket League being dead. And I think it's super annoying because you're sort of talking it into existence, right? The more content creators and the faces of Rocket League that keep making these people who earn their living off of Rocket League, you should not be making videos talking about how Rocket League is dying and pushing the narrative that Rocket League is dying. That does nothing good for the game except make it die more. And I understand nothing changes without light being brought to it. But at the end of the day, I don't think anyone who's making these videos is doing it to make Rocket League better, to try to get into Psyonix or Epic's head and make them make the game good again. I think they're all just doing it for views. So this is like the first video that I actually clicked on this subject in like the last 20 videos that I've seen on this subject. And I got about a minute and a half in, and it really started making me like run stuff through my own head, and I was liking where the conversation was going, and I thought it would be a good video. So before I got any further, I wanted to start recording and now just sort of react to this. I'm going to restart the video. I've seen up to like 2 minutes in, something like that. I'm going to give my thoughts on it. So obviously you kind of have my thoughts starting out. I think it's dumb that people are talking down on Rocket League so much, but
I feel like if I were to say Rocket League is stale, that is just the most obvious thing in the world, and it's not new information. It's like saying grass is green, or that I'm the greatest basketball player in the Rocket League community. Obviously, Aaron, come on now. You put a clip of me taking a jump shot for like 3 seconds. You already know. But for some reason, recently, I just feel like I've kind of hit an absolute wall with Rocket League, where
I will say I feel the same. Because of work and my personal life, I took about 3 months off of Rocket League. And I recently, maybe like a month ago now, got back into Rocket League. And at first it was really hard. Like I honestly didn't really almost want to get back into Rocket League, because I just know how, you've just gone through it so much. And that's normal, I guess, with any game. You play it for the past 6-7 years of your life. Obviously, you're going to be bored of it. But Rocket League is a very emotional, emotion-inducing game. We all know it. If you play the game semi-seriously at all, it's a very emotionally charging game. And part of me didn't want to get back into that. But I did, and I've been enjoying it. But I do feel that, like, the game is headed in the wrong direction. It's headed in the wrong direction, but I don't think that is an excuse to be making all of these videos. At least, like I said, I've only clicked on one out of the last 20 videos that I've actually seen with these clickbait titles of Rocket League is dying, with the thumbnail of RIP Rocket League. And it's just, maybe the videos, the content in the video themselves aren't that bad. Maybe it's not Doomsday like, but you gotta realize how influenced people are just by seeing a title and thumbnail. If enough people just see a title and thumbnail that say a game is dead, they're gonna assume the game is dead. So you're influencing, you're sort of, what's the term? Creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of the game being dead. Let's keep watching.
I've been hosting events and stuff, and the events have been great, but leading up into next season and like RLCS and all that type of stuff, I feel like I don't have as much interest anymore
I
in
completely
RLCS.
agree with that. I give my thoughts on that really quick. I haven't really been interested in RLCS anymore since pretty much since the time that NRG started doing bad. So I don't know when that was. That was like, you guys will know when NRG was at like was the best team in NA. That was when I really was enjoying Rocket League and RLCS, and I sort of got into watching RLCS around the same time everybody else did. I think around I'm trying to think of what team was on top when I started watching Rocket League. I think it was before the Cloud9 era. The best team at the time, I think it was NRG, Garrett G, Jacob, like the Cobb, that guy. And who was their third? Sizz was their third at the time. Sizz, Jacob, and Cobb, I'm pretty sure was the team. That was the era when I started watching Rocket League. And I sort of stopped watching Rocket League. Now, I still have watched it here and there, but for the most part, I stopped really going out of my way to watch every Rocket League like Twitch stream and tournament around when NRG, the new NRG of like Turbo, Justin, and Garrett, or Squishy, Justin, and Garrett started falling off. And that was around the same time frame. That was around the same time frame when Rocket League started having like weekly multiple tournaments a week, and it's like there was just so much Rocket League to watch that it sort of saturated it and made each event and each tournament feel less meaningful. And so it really took away sort of the desire to watch every single tournament, because there was less. It felt like each event and each tournament and each stream was less of a spectacle, less of a once in a lifetime or once in a while opportunity to see like the tournaments. You know, when there's a tournament on every single day, or a tournament every single Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you just you don't know what's going on. You don't know what they're playing for, what's riding on the tournament. So that's around when I stopped watching. And I think a lot of people have talked about that and agreed with that around that time frame. And even now, I'm not really like I said, I haven't really been watching Rocket League. I've still been playing and creating my own content. But as far as being in the competitive scene, I haven't really been in the competitive or in the viewership of the competitive scene for a long time. And I think a lot of people agree it's because there was too much, and you didn't know the importance of any of it
In general, but also mainly the game. And I think a lot of this stemmed from Rocket League trading being removed initially, which, I made a video specifically about trading before. I'm not really affected by Rocket League trading being removed, but I think this was kind of the start of me kind of getting annoyed by a lot of things.
Me either. I'm not affected by Rocket League trading being removed either. I never traded really, but I can recognize that it was just not a good business move, not a good game design move to remove trading. Yeah, that's obviously going to turn off a lot of people from your game and give you a bad reputation in a lot of people's eyes. It seems like it's just a greedy move to make people have to buy things from your item shop instead of being able to trade other players. And there's also no way in game to earn credits. Like there's no in-game way to be able to achieve or acquire any of these items. So if there's a certain item that you want, you have to pay $20 for a skin, which is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. $20. You would probably make more money selling skins for $1 each, because 50 times more people would buy it than selling one skin for $20. Now, they probably have maybe done the research on that. Maybe I'm wrong. There's just certain things that you feel like are true in your heart and just out of common knowledge and like just perspective. How many of you would buy 5 or 10 skins for $1 each versus you see skins for $20, you don't touch them? Why would you? It's $20. That's a waste of money.
And I've dealt with Rocket League and Rocket League in the past. You know, a lot of people's biggest issues with them is they don't communicate a lot of their updates. And the other thing is they don't actually really update the game. And a lot of times that...
And this is about where I stopped watching. And this is what really got me sort of heated. I'm going to play that back one more time.
Me kind of getting annoyed by a lot of things. And I've dealt with Rocket League and Rocket League in the past. You know, a lot of people's biggest issues with them is they don't communicate a lot of their updates. And the other thing is they don't actually really update the game. And a lot of times that, you know, the stuff that they are adding is kind of just seen as like map reskins and new cosmetics and stuff like that to just kind of keep the game running. But to me, I need something new. I need something new in Rocket League. And I actually have the initial tweet where Rocket League trading gets announced. But this is one of the biggest pet peeves that I actually noticed after this was removing Rocket League trading and then NFL ad. I don't know, some sort of ad, Pumpkin King ad, Haunted Hollows ad, buy this in the shop, buy this in the shop. When does the new content come? Like, I understand that the devs are putting in work to make these sort of cosmetics happen, but this doesn't seem like a game update to me. A lot of these...
So that's about where I stopped. And my thoughts on this were long-winded, and I wish I would have been recording. You all know you have like those shower thoughts or those car drive thoughts where you're just thinking to yourself, ranting to yourself, and it's just some of the most beautiful conversation you could ever have. You can't replicate it as well as it naturally came out the first time. So I'm going to do my best here to replicate what I was sort of going through, talking to myself about when I was watching this video. So Rizzo's saying he wants the game to be updated. He wants something new. He doesn't just want skins. And this is where I play devil's advocate for Epic and Psyonix. People say that they want something new. I don't think they do, though. Short form of what I'm about to get into. That's it. In my opinion, I have not done the statistical research. Again, just like I said a second ago, there's some things that you just know based on logic and insight and common sense and sort of things like that. I think Rocket League is one of the few games where more people who play it are actually interested in the competitive side of the game than the casual side of the game. I think there's more people who enjoy the competitive aspect of Rocket League, the esports scene, there's more people who want to be in the esports scene, who would love to be professional, who would love to be a high-level content creator who can create gameplay videos every single day that get thousands of views just because people love watching how good they are at the game, like a Squishy Muffins or... I mean, I don't really follow anybody else who fits that criteria, but there are others who just make gameplay videos and get thousands of views because they're just good at the game. I think Rocket League is one of the few games where that is true, where more people are actually playing the game for the competitive side than the casual side. Rocket League is a very, very addicting game because you see yourself improve and because you can grind to improve. And it keeps people sucked in because if you're not improving, you're not playing, you're getting worse. and it takes a lot of playing to improve. So thus a lot of the longest lasting players in Rocket League are the competitive players who want to improve, because they stick around the game and they play the most. They stick around the game longest and they play the most. It's like the effect that we have in society today, where old people are living longer, and so the population distribution of old people to young people is changing. That's like sort of the same thing that happens in Rocket League, is people who start playing stick around longer than new players come in. And so the proportion of competitive players to new players or casual players is actually abnormally skewed in favor of competitive players. And so where I'm going with that is, people say they want something new, but you can't touch competitive Rocket League as a developer. You can't touch the physics of the game. You can't touch the map design. You can't touch anything that makes the esport what it is, because like I said, Rocket League is a game that takes so much time and skill to improve at, and to harness your skill, that changing something like the map shape or the physics of the game, or introducing like power-ups or abilities like in Rumble to competitive, people would hate. People don't want that. Nobody wants competitive to be changed. And so if they make a change to casual, they make extra game modes. I mean, they did drop shot, they did, snow day and hoops. People play them for a couple days and then they go back to ranked, and they go back to competitive, and they go back to their grind, and then nobody cares. Like, why would the developers take the time to make new game modes when people are going to play them for a couple days and then go back to their grind? That one game mode where you like hit each other off of the platforms and whatever, a lot of people were enjoying that. I don't remember what that was called, but you guys know what I'm talking about. A lot of people enjoyed that. But like, Rocket League is Rocket League. That was like not even, that wasn't even Rocket League anymore. That was just like a normal, I don't know, like, that was decent. That was okay. But that would never become competitive. Maybe it would. Maybe there's a possibility where that becomes competitive, but I don't know. What do people really want from the game? Like, skins, they can make skins without affecting the competitive gameplay loop. They can reskin maps to do that. You can't change the shape of the map. You can't make competitive Rocket League all of a sudden be a 4v4 instead of a 3v3. I guess you could, like, hey, we're gonna host a $100,000 4v4 tournament. See how it goes. Maybe 4v4 could become the new thing in Rocket League, but I don't know. Let's see what Rizzo says, what he would want in the game. Like, but just keep that in mind. In my opinion, to the best of my knowledge, I think that more people in Rocket League care about the esports side than the casual side. And so, playing devil's advocate for Psyonix, there's no real reason for them to make casual centric updates like new game modes and newly shaped maps. And they can't touch competitive because nobody would actually want them to touch competitive. Now they could come up with something like make a multiplayer, make like they just did the racing. Like what if they integrated workshop maps like rings? What if they made like a racing version of rings where a bunch of people spawn into a rings map and you all complete it together? Or even just being able to make workshop maps like an integrated part of the game where you can play you can play workshop maps together with other people, but I'm pretty sure you have to go through third-party software to do that. I've never done that myself because you have to go through third-party software to do it, and it's complicated, or it seems complicated. I don't really want to get into that. So I think if they could definitely make like custom games playable with other people, like as a part of the game, more easily to do. There's a lot. Okay, there's a lot that Rocket League and Psyonix and Epic can definitely do to improve Rocket League. Bottom line is, let's keep watching.
Cosmetics. One, I'm never going to buy them. Lightning McQueen was pretty sick. I can't deny that. But I also didn't buy it. But again, an ad. What is this? That is just an actual ad. More Lightning McQueen, an ad, and then Lewis Hamilton ad. I thought that was a season thing. Nope. Season Rush is live. What is this? Complete challenges, earn challenge rewards. That's decent. That's something. Again, not really anything new to me though. I'm not gonna be using that whole thing to actually make my Rocket League life any better. Basically, what I'm saying is they haven't added like any new content to the game, and one of their big things that they were going to add, or that they were adding, was rocket racing. And if you didn't know, I have a podcast with Johnny Boy and CJ. We talk about a lot of Rocket League topics. One of the nights we had apparently Jack as our guest. We did this whole 3-hour episode basically talking about rocket racing and what it could be.
You guys think that Epic would undermine Rocket League to put Fortnite back on top?
No.
Which is I don't think that's.
We don't. No. The point was that it can't. I know that you're saying that if it does.
It's a hypothetical, yeah.
Yeah, I know, but that's just kind of unfair because I didn't say that. It's like it can't because they won't put effort into it. Bro, stop saying Agario.
Now, if you didn't see that, this is before Rocket Racing released. This is also basically 3 hours of Jack saying that.
Guys, I'm gonna keep watching this video, but if there's nothing else that I have to say about this, I'm gonna end the video there, and that's all you're gonna see. So if this is the end of the video, thank you guys for watching. Give me your thoughts below on what I've said and your thoughts on people making so much content about Rocket League being dead. Do you agree with me that they're just creating a self-fulfilling prophecy? Are you tired of seeing it? Do you wish people would stop making this content? What do you think Psyonix and Epic could do to make the game better? Leave that in the comments below. Give me a like, subscribe. I don't usually make content like this, but like I said, it was one of those shower talks, one of those late night drive talks where the conversation is just flowing really well, and I wanted to capture it. So that might be the end of the video. If it is, I'll see you in the next one. If not, well, this is awkward because I didn't really plan on editing this recording, so we're gonna keep going.